Thank you for joining us. I'm Clara Benitez Cortez. Here's what we are working on for tonight. A severe storm left behind a massive mess in Flower Bluff. We will show you the damage and tell you when your power might turn back on. Corpus Christi water leaders want to hear your concerns. We tell you where you can get answers about the water crisis. Chris 6 News starts now. Well, some Flower Bluff residents are comparing last night's storm to a tornado and even saying the damage left around their home was worse than Harvey.
My husband wouldn't let me outside to make sure my dogs were okay. Yeah, he's like, you're not going out there. It was bad.
Several trees around Skipper Drive snapped, cut in half, and even uprooted off the ground last night in Flower Bluff, waking up neighbors and giving them a nice mess to clean up early this morning. This is what we heard.
Honestly, I thought it was a tornado. That's how loud it was. I'm from West Texas, and I've heard the way tornadoes sound.
It sounded like a tornado, and the winds were like crazy. Very crazy, knocked my tree down, my backyard's messed up, my dogs were flying everywhere, and the wind probably was about 80 miles per hour. Worse than that, worse than Harvey.
AEP says they had 23,600 customers without power due to the storm. Now, when I called, they had a remaining 2,900 customers left. Now, if you are one of those customers, here are some times on when you can see restoration of power. Aransas Pass, 6 p.m. Northwest Calallen, Corpus Christi area, 6 p.m. Midtown and Southside will be 11 o'clock tonight. And we're following several neighborhood stories for you tonight. Here's a quick look around the coastal bend.
I'm Stephanie Molina, taking a look at some of the fallout from Monday's storm on the south side. I spoke with one neighbor who showed me the damage to her home that forced her family to evacuate. That is the damage a Southside resident, Veronica Ramirez, and her family are dealing with after the thunderstorm early Monday morning. According to the National Weather Service, the thunderstorm in the Southside had winds of at least 55 miles per hour.
We didn't want to stay here, so we ended up rushing out and just pretty much being displaced from our home. We went elsewhere to take cover.
While Chris 6 was out there, the power had yet to come back. So we reached out to AEP to see if it could help speed up the process. Shortly after we left, AEP came and helped put the power line safely away. Ramirez says although feeling scared, she is glad she reacted quickly.
After recent storms, I wanted to follow up on a flood mitigation project we first reported on back in 2024, when city leaders promised they would help reduce flooding in Westside neighborhoods. I'm your neighborhood news reporter Jada Jenkins, speaking with one neighbor who says she's still concerned. Chris 6 News first reported on the Lavoya Creek Drainage Improvement Project 2 years ago, when city leaders promised flood relief for neighborhoods including Las Colonias, Los Encinos, and Molina. And while recent rain didn't bring major flooding to every street, some neighbors say even minor water buildup can still create problems.
When they say they have a project coming, to me it looks like they do it on their time when they want to do it.
City engineers say phase 1 of the project could begin functioning as early as next month. But phase 2 remains in the planning and design stage with no current timeline for construction.
Well, don't forget to share your weather pictures with us. All you have to do is join our Coastal Bend Weather Watchers group. You might just see your photo on one of our newscasts. Now, those storms packed quite a punch overnight, but things are looking much calmer now. Chief Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber joins us right here to see how much rain fell across the region.
Yeah, Clara, this was a very good situation in terms of the rainfall. We had heavy rainfall. We didn't need the rest of the show that came with it, unfortunately, but things could have been worse, believe it or not. And so I'm happy that, they weren't worse, because look at these rainfall totals. And as I posted on Facebook yesterday, before you ask, yes, we did see some beneficial rainfall across the watershed, both with the storms Friday night into Saturday morning and over last night. So since midnight, here's what we picked up. About a ½ inch at CCIA, coming in at 0.55, 0.38 in the Bluff at NAS Corpus Christi, where we had a reported wind gust of 84 miles per hour. So this was not a tornado, y'all. This was a line bringing straight line winds across the coastal bend. And we got a good drink of rain out of it, almost an inch, or 3/4 of an inch, I should say, in Rockport, 7/10. So that's the winner officially, along with Port Aransas coming in at that 3/4 of an inch reading. We'll take a closer look neighborhood by neighborhood in a moment, but your next question is probably, are we going to see some more of this? No, things are drying out. We're going to be heating up as we head into the week. I'll bring you a look at your week's forecast ahead.
All right, Stephanie, thank you. And Corpus Christi Water is hosting a community information session tonight. The event starts in 1 hour at the Seashore Learning Gymnasium. Leaders will answer your questions and concerns about the water crisis. Tonight's meeting focuses on District 4. The city has sessions scheduled for Districts 1 through 5. And a Rockport family is suing the Rockport-Fulton School District. The lawsuit follows the December arrest of former teacher Joshua Lee Wynn. Chris 6 first reported on this story in December. That is when police charged Wynn with sexual assault of a child. He also faces a charge for an improper relationship between an educator and student. The family filed a civil lawsuit in Aransas County District Court. They claim the district and the principal failed to protect a minor student from alleged abuse. The lawsuit also names Wynn's 2 brothers as defendants. The school district has not yet responded to the lawsuit. And a former acting police chief for Coastal Bend College is under arrest. Authorities charge Oscar Mario Rodriguez Jr. with theft by a public servant. Investigators say he stole firearms from the college. Rodriguez worked for the campus police department from 2022 to 2023. The college says he had authorized access to the weapons during that time. The current administration reopened an investigation into the missing guns in March. Now the college is reviewing its internal controls to improve campus safety. And drivers leaving downtown Corpus Christi tonight will need to find a new route. Crews are closing the northbound lanes of Interstate 37 from Chaparral Street to Staple Street. The closure starts at 9 tonight and lasts until 6 tomorrow morning. It's part of the ongoing Harbor Bridge project. Message boards will help guide you through the detours. American passengers from a cruise ship hit a deadly virus are back in the U.S. Coming up, we will tell you what happens next for them in quarantine.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
Laredo police say 6 people are dead after being found inside a Union Pacific boxcar. Officers discovered the bodies Sunday afternoon during an inspection at a rail yard. First responders say no one else was found alive inside the train car. Investigators have not released the identities of the victims or how they died. Union Pacific is working with law enforcement on the investigation. And the suspect in the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting pled not guilty Monday. Cole Thomas Allen faces an attempted assassination charge. Now his attorneys, they want top Justice Department officials disqualified from the case. They say those officials have a conflict of interest because they attended the dinner. And American passengers from the cruise ship at the center of the hantavirus outbreak arrived at a quarantine center in Nebraska today. Officials there gave an update on what's next. Meanwhile, the captain of that ship offered a message of gratitude. Karen Kafa has the latest.
Americans evacuated from the cruise ship at the center of a deadly hantavirus outbreak touched down in Omaha, Nebraska early Monday, home to a specialized quarantine unit.
Over the next several days, passengers will undergo an initial health assessment and receive guidance on next steps from the CDC experts and other partners.
Officials said 16 passengers remained at the University of Nebraska Medical Center, 1 in a biocontainment unit for care, the other 15 in quarantine for monitoring.
Everyone here is asymptomatic and afebrile and do not have a temperature at this time.
2 others are in a biocontainment unit at Atlanta's Emory University, with 1 experiencing symptoms. Passengers who remain asymptomatic will be given an option to complete a 42-day monitoring period at home or in the medical facilities. Health officials emphasize this is a variant that does not spread easily.
Let me be crystal clear. The risk of hantavirus to the general public remains very, very low.
But stop short of a guarantee it won't spread to the general public.
There are no guarantees in life. We're putting as many measures in place as possible to ensure that people are safe and healthy, and we keep the community safe and healthy as well.
Meanwhile, in a message posted by the cruise ship's operator Monday, the ship's captain thanked the crew, passengers, and others for their support.
What moved me the most was your patience, your discipline, and also kindness that you show to each other.
At least 3 people have died from the current outbreak, according to the World Health Organization. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
A record number of Americans will travel for Memorial Day weekend. AAA expects 45 million people to head out of town. Nearly 40 million of those travelers will hit the road. Experts say travel demand remains strong despite higher gas prices. Now, more than 3.5 million people are expected to fly. If you are driving, you should expect the busiest roads on Thursday and Friday afternoons. Sunday should be the lightest day for traffic. The holiday travel period runs from Thursday through Monday.
I'm Stephanie Liebergen in Norfolk, Virginia, and a Navy warship might not be where you expect to find a therapy dog. But coming up, I'll explain why Commander Ike gets deployed with the ship and why his job is so important.
Maybe you're taking a dog walk somewhere else. We'll bring you what the forecast holds right back here in the coastal bend. Right when we come back from this break. All right, so here's a look at the rainfall we had. I've taken the actual values off for a minute so we can focus kind of like on the distribution of how this rain came through. Remember, this was a line of storms that just rolled across not only the coastal bend, South Texas, Central Texas, pretty much all of Texas was impacted by the storm. The worst of it was before it got to the coastal bend, but even not so bad, a low-end severe risk as this was, verifies, and if nothing else for the trouble, we did get a good drink of rain, both in the watershed and here locally at home. Now, I've got some good news. We're not going to see any more of this for about another week. We've got more rain chances as we head into next week, it looks, but you won't have to worry about the storms as we head through tonight. It's been a beautiful day here, and our coastal bend weather watchers, thank you for giving us your storm reports. We relay that to the National Weather Service, so you are a citizen scientist helping out in all of this. And if you were joining me on Facebook Live last night, thank you for keeping me company because, yes, a lot of us were woken up by those storms. But now the cleanup has been with generally nice weather. It's a bit warm out there. Temperatures still hanging out in the 80s, large and wide. 85 right now at the airport with much more friendly winds from the north at 10 miles per hour, north-northeast at 15 miles per hour in Port A, and more gentle winds now in the Bluff. NAS Corpus Christi reporting a north-northeast wind at 8 miles per hour. So this north wind direction is because that stormage came through from a cold front. This is May, though. You know that's not going to last. So we are going to be more humid and warm as we go through the next couple of days with that humidity increasing. Y'all, we are going to hang out pretty close to 90 degrees here over the next couple of days. And today that warm up happened pretty quickly. We made it to the 80s right after lunchtime, and then we've been hanging out, sitting pretty in those middle 80s for the most part. So tomorrow is likely going to be another hot one with a little more humidity in the mix. But again, talking of the storm situation, because a lot of folks were saying this sounds like a tornado. It was not a tornado, straight line winds, but that's what we can expect with a thunderstorm. A thunderstorm is defined by wind gusts of at least 58 miles per hour and hail 1 inch in diameter, or a tornado. We didn't have the hail or the tornado, we certainly had the winds, and this was limited in duration, coverage, and intensity. It moved through pretty quickly, but it can still be impactful. So it's important to make sure that we have multiple ways to receive weather alerts and that we're taking those preparations when we have that heads up and are able to do so. But prepare for some warmth. As we go for that dog walk tonight, it's looking good. Here's a trio of some cute pups, Stella, Lulu, and Dottie. Looks like they prefer the fancy way to go on a walk, but either way, the forecast is going to pan out because we're looking at very comfortable weather as we head through tonight. Temperatures will be falling through the 70s under clear skies. That'll allow some of the afternoon warmth to radiate back up into the sky, meaning we feel pretty fresh here at the surface, but the humidity will be back in a big way. Just a couple of clouds out there in the big weather picture, and we are going to be quiet as we head through the rest of the week. No rainfall expected until we get into the tail end of the upcoming weekend. heading into the beginning of next week. Until then, you can expect some warm temperatures across the coastal bend, warmer than we'd normally expect for this time of the year. Average highs 86. We're going to be sitting closer to 90. With the humidity, that feels hotter. So please make sure that you are taking precautions to stay cool. Now, as we head into Friday and Saturday, things are going to be more windy. Probably won't notice a whole lot of that as we go into the rest of tonight and into Tuesday. But if you're running beach to bay like me on Saturday, know that that wind, that heat, and that humidity is already something that's on my radar. It is going to be a factor. So looking ahead at the 7-day forecast, we'll talk about warming temperatures, and I'll bring you what some of those numbers look like in your neighborhood just ahead.
Steph, thank you. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and military service, especially military deployments, are associated with higher rates of mental health issues. Scripps News Group Stephanie Liebergen gives us an inside look at one special program that helps U.S. Navy sailors reduce their stress level on board.
Being on deployment with the U.S. Navy can mean months at sea and limited options for dealing with stress. But on a handful of ships, there's a special option on board, and it comes in the form of a four-legged crew member.
All right, let's go.
Meet Commander Ike.
Up slow. Good boy.
A 5-year-old yellow lab and an expeditionary facility dog assigned to the USS Wasp.
Hi, bud. How are you?
His duty, help sailors execute their mission.
He's here for morale, emotional support, things of that nature. He's there to kind of like lift the sailors' spirits.
Part of Ike's job is simply giving sailors a taste of home.
Putting him to work, man.
Being at sea for months at a time comes with a unique set of mental health challenges. In the most recent DoD health survey, naval personnel reported higher rates of serious psychological distress than other military branches. Having a dog on board helps reduce that distress.
His ability to impact a sailor is immense because if you have one sailor that encounters Ike and let's say they're having, a rough day and they encounter Ike and Ike has that ability to refocus that sailor, bring that sailor's mental state back around to a positive state to get them to refocus on their mission, he's done his job.
Ike is one of 6 expeditionary facility dogs on U.S. Navy ships. The 4-legged crew members are on loan from Mutts with a Mission, a Virginia-based nonprofit that trains service dogs and facility dogs.
Good. We're definitely blessed because we're here in Hampton Roads. Our puppies get to go on ship visits, so they're on ships from the time they're 8 weeks old until they graduate. As we're looking at our facility dogs, we go, okay, which dog will thrive in a ship environment? Some dogs, you saw Ike, that dog was born to be on a ship.
The program was developed after one Navy officer simply said he wanted a dog on his ship full time. Each individual ship's leadership decides if they want an expeditionary facility dog on board.
Generally, what we've seen is once a dog's on a ship, the incoming triads, the CO, the XO, and the CMC, they want to keep that because the program's successful.
And research shows that interacting with an EFD can boost a sailor's mood for hours.
When you joined the Navy, did you have any idea that this was going to be part of your job one day?
No idea. None whatsoever. The jobs that I've done in the Navy, it's probably like top 3 for me of the things that I've done in the Navy. And I say that with no reservations whatsoever.
Stephanie Liebergen, Scripps News Group, Norfolk, Virginia.
And a public health mobile clinic is coming to Bishop tomorrow morning. It will be at St. James Catholic Church from 7:30 a.m. to 10. The clinic offers free services for uninsured or underinsured people. You can get health screenings and immunizations. You do not need an appointment to attend. And 2 popular snacks are part of a nationwide recall over salmonella fears. Coming up, we have the details on the chocolate and popcorn seasoning affected.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
Welcome back. A nationwide chocolate recall is expanding over salmonella fears. Now, the company Spring and Mulberry is voluntarily recalling more of its chocolate bars. The recall includes pure dark, blood orange, and mint leaf flavors. The company expanded the recall after new testing with the FDA. There are no confirmed reports of anyone getting sick. You can find a full list of the recalled products at fda.gov. Another recall involves popcorn seasoning. JCB Flavors is recalling its sour cream and onion popping topping. The FDA says a milk powder ingredient could contain salmonella. No one has reported getting sick. The company issued the recall out of caution. The seasoning was sold online and in stores nationwide. You should stop using the product and contact the company. And the Dr. Pepper Museum in Waco is celebrating its 35th anniversary. Workers just unveiled the world's largest Dr. Pepper bottle. As shown at the top of the video right there, the bottle stands 23 feet tall. It was made in Wisconsin. The giant bottle will be on permanent display at the museum. The popular soft drink was first created in Waco in 1885. And that is something that I just learned today. I didn't even know that it was from Waco.
From Texas. I don't know that I knew it was from Waco, but 1885. Wow. That's a ways back. But you know who that size bottle is perfect for? Big Tex at the State Fair. So
oh, yes,
Dr. Pepper.
Exactly. Maybe they'll have that this year.
Maybe that'll be his beverage of choice. Hey, you know what? Speaking of a good drink, we could use another good drink of rainfall, sans storms. We don't need all the action, right? But I think our next best chance for that won't come until maybe next Sunday night, early into Monday morning of next week. So it's something I'll be watching for. But we've got a quiet week ahead of us. Sunshine, hot temps, and to give you an idea as to how hot we're talking about, here's a look at that 7-day forecast. Temperatures are going to be hanging out near 90 degrees with increasing humidity. So it's summer this week in Texas.
Welcome back. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you here tonight at 6.